Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? This is Coach Paul. God has qualified me, and I'm bringing to y'all another one of these awesome Move Monday episodes. As usual, if you don't move it, it's going to move you. That's number one. Number two, I want to make sure that I continue to let you all know that this is in no way a replacement of Kick Your Butt Out. It's an addition to it because, like I said, after all, what butts need to move so that we can move into our greatness? That's what all this is all about. So, thank y'all for joining in with me on this early Monday morning. I appreciate getting an awesome start early in the mornings. That's one of the reasons why I was moved to change this from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. And just taking the page out of what something that I heard Les Brown say. He talked about how the first 20 minutes of our day is very important. It's very important that we are careful about what we allow into us the first 20 minutes of the day, because a lot of times that first, what we allow into ourselves, that first 20 minutes of the day, kind of dictates the course of our day from an emotional, from a spiritual, from a mental, from a physical standpoint, so forth and so on. And so, again, it is an honor and a privilege to be used by God to do what it is that I'm doing. They say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I don't feel like this is work because I love what I do. And again, I want to add value to us because so many of us, myself included, I've lived this way for many years in my life. I didn't know my value. I didn't know my worth, right? And because I didn't know my value and my worth, I did anything. Many of you all out there can attest to what I'm talking about from your own, from some of the experiences that you may have had in your life because of the choices that you've made uh, due to the fact that you didn't have a clear picture of your worth and your value. So this is what all of this is all about. It's about adding worth and value to each and every one of us, because after all, like I said in some of my podcast episodes, God blew the breath of life in us and we became a living being. So if we got some of God in us, you can't tell me that we don't have greatness in us. If we have some of God in us who is greatness, you can't tell me that we don't have some form of greatness in each and every one of us. It's just a matter of being able to discover that, allow God to help you to cultivate that and move that thing out into the world, into life. He said, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that's what we want to do. We want to get the will of greatness, right, done here on earth as it's being done in heaven. There you go. Let's get off into what we're going to talk about today. So, give me a second. Sarah's coffee. All right. A couple of weeks ago, as I was pondering on a subject matter to be able to discuss this, I have plenty of subject matter. It was a matter of, okay, what do you want to talk about today, God? Right? And so one of the things that dropped into my spirit is that the word no, the word no. And I'll get off into what was said about the word no when it dropped off into my spirit. Now, one of the things that we understand about the word no can be a statement. It could be a sentence. It could be a one word. It could be a paragraph. It can be a whole conversation. It can bring so much understanding, right, to a situation that probably wouldn't have otherwise had some understanding. However, and the word no is good, right? Here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the fact that many of us say no to the wrong things. And the things that we need to be saying yes to, we make it a practice of saying no to, and then the results of our lives are not what they could be or what we want them to be, and we complaining, we depressed, we angry, we hurt, we anxiety, we got to have anxiety. So many things happen in our life, happen to us as a result of us saying no to the wrong thing, and all we have to do is kick that no out. That because that no can be a but as well. Kick the wrong no out. So let me kind of explain it. Okay, they say no to drugs. Absolutely, that's the right no. But what we do is that we say no to a healthy relationship with God. When we call to pray, we are called to study our Bibles. We are called to fellowship. We are called to worship. We are called to do all of those things that's going to get us to a place of a healthy relationship with God, get us to a place where we are living what he talked about in his word when he said, I have come that you may have life and have it abundantly. Now, don't get me wrong. We are going to have some tests, some trials, and some tribulations. But, and this is a good but he did promise that we will have life and life abundantly. And being able, some of the pathways to get to the life and life abundantly here on earth means that we have to build a relationship with God. We have to pray. We have to study. We have to fellowship. We have to serve. We have to do a lot of these. These are a lot of the requirements of us to be able to live that abundant life and to more importantly, right? Watch this. Have a healthy relationship with God. Here's what we'll do. No, we won't pray. We won't study. We won't fellowship. We won't worship. We won't serve. All of these things we'll say no to. That's what I mean when I'm talking about saying no to the wrong thing. However, but we'll say yes when it comes to going to the club. We'll say yes when it comes to gossip. We'll say yes when it comes to listening to all that foolishness on that's on some of these social media platforms. We'll say yes. Watch this. We'll say yes when it comes to putting our total dependence and reliance upon people that don't care nothing about us. I'm gonna say it like that. We'll say yes to all of that. And we're the yes that we're saying to all of that is saying no to God, no to our greatness, no to hope, no to healing, no to becoming a better version of who you are, no to being a light, no to serving others rather than yourself. These are some of the things that we're saying no to when we're saying yes to the things that are unhealthy for our lives. We said no to the wrong things. In some cases, right, watch this. In some cases, we may have a dream or a vision, right? And some of you all out there, pay attention to what I'm about to say, because I promise you that if you thought about your life, you can say, yep, that's me. Watch this. Some of us can have a dream or a vision, right? That's kind of like hot inside of us. That has a burning desire. I'll put it like this. TD Jakes talk about being pregnant with potential, and we have to birth that baby. It's at a place, the dream or the vision that we have, right? It's at a place in our life where it seems like it seems like labor pains. Excuse me. It seems like labor pains, like it's ready to be born. That's how much of a burning desire for some of these dreams and visions that we have that goes on inside of us. But soon as something happens that shakes you up or shakes us up that doesn't look like the dream, we'll say no. We'll take the no. We'll stop. We'll stop. You know, in an example, you have a dream or a vision, and somebody you talk about your dream or your vision to somebody else, right? And that person would say, well, you need a backup plan. Well, if you have a dream or a vision, that's something that God put inside of you. You don't need a backup plan. You need to follow that plan. And what I'm saying is, because the people who are saying to you, you need a backup plan, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, what they're basically saying to you is they want you to live out the life that they chose to live, rather than following your dreams or following the visions or whatever it is that you feel this burning desire inside you to do, right? And we'll take that as a no and stop. I know many of us who've done it. I've even attempted to do it. And my life couldn't have been more unhappier for me making those choices. You know, and here's another way. You have a vision or a dream, and the first door you go knock on to your vision or your dream, they say no. You'll take that as a stop. And then you'll go back to mediocrity. You'll go back to a life that is not even yours, that you wasn't even called to, that you wasn't even born for. And then you wonder why life feels so empty and incomplete. Every time I said it like this, the reason why many of us take no is because we haven't done anything. Listen, I've put in so much work doing what it is that I do. I've put in so much work to heal. I put in so much work to follow my dreams. I put in so much work to follow the vision for which I've been called to. I'm not ever taking another no, because I've been that person that has practiced in the past saying no to the wrong thing. I've been that person, you know, and many of you out there, like I said, every time I say the reason why you take no is because you haven't done anything. Think about watch this. Another reason why I won't take no is because if I take no and sit on no, I get to go back to nothing. Many of you all know my story. I'm very transparent about what God is delivering me from. If I say no to the vision or the dream, I'm saying yes to going back to hell. I'm saying yes to going back to homelessness. I'm saying yes to going back to dope. I'm saying yes to I'm saying yes to go back to all of that hell, because there is nothing else to go to for me. So I have to move forward and not use no in its wrong context or in its wrong place. And we have to learn how to stop doing it. Again, we need, first and foremost, we need to stop saying no to prayer. We need to stop saying no to studying our word. We need to stop saying no to fellowshipping. We need to stop saying no to worshiping God. We need to stop saying no to being a light or being a servant. We need to stop saying no to those things, because those things, again, are requirements to get to what life is supposed to be for us. So we have to stop saying no to that. In many cases, in my past, I had a job that it had all of the benefits, you name it. It had them all. And I remember having this feeling that I was being called to something else. Well, to something else I was saying no to because I was comfortable in the job. Job security. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I said no to the other thing. And one of the reasons why I was saying no to the other thing is because I wasn't sure about that. but I was sure, watch this, I was sure about the job and all of the benefits that went along with that job. I was sure about that, and I stayed in that. But again, that thing wanted to be birthed so bad that I got to a place where, I said, okay, let me follow what this thing is saying to me. Let me follow this path. And I'm grateful for the fact that I did it, because here I am today because I followed that path. Watch this. Here's the other thing. That job that I thought that I talked about with all the security and the benefits and all of that kind of stuff, the plant shut down. So if I would have kept saying no to the wrong thing, I would have found myself without a whole lot of stuff. So we have to listen. God is calling some of y'all to another job. God is calling some of y'all to open up a business. God is calling you all out of some of the things that you are in. And you have to stop saying no to it. Again, we have to stop saying no to the wrong thing and start saying yes to the right thing. If God is calling you, it's because he has something for you. If God is calling you, he has something better. That's something that he's calling you to or calling you for is a whole lot better than where you are. And it's going to always be that way. God is never going to call you to a place that's worse or less than where you were before. Now, when I did say yes to the vision that God had called me to and started to follow that, I went to none of the benefits that I had at the other spot. I went to lower pay than I had at the other spot. Watch this. But I had more. And because of that, where I am now, in many different aspects of my life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, is way more than what it was when I took that loss. I got double for my trouble. Let's put it like that. So again, we need to stop saying no to the wrong thing. If God is calling you, if he's telling you to start a business, leave a job, go to a better job, go to a different job, go to a lower paying job to get you to a place where he's going to be to prosper you and bless you and all of these things, you need to trust God. Watch this. We put so much trust in and dependence upon man, and we get let down 100% of the time. Man gonna always let us down because man is designed to let us down. And sometimes it's not intentional, sometimes it is. But what we got going on in this world, in this country right now, it's a lot of it is intentional. But God never did. And the thing about it is we putting our trust and reliance and eyes and visions upon a man that we know, a man or people, persons that we know are letting us down. We saying yes to them and no to the God that has never done that and never will. It don't make sense to me no more to do that. So let me get off that. I'm gonna go to health. We say, us Black folks, listen, we can make some good soul food. I'm gonna keep it 100. I love a good plate of soul food. Now, is it healthy? No. Over a long run or over a period? No, it's not healthy. But I won't say no to it. I talked about it in one of the previous episodes that when it comes to things that we put in our bodies that are unhealthy, we don't even ask questions. We don't even count the cost. We go do it. But soon as it comes to a place and a time where we We are challenged to be healthy, and there's things that go along that we have to do that go along with being healthy that's going to help us to be healthy. Then we start counting the cost and we start saying no. I'm gonna give it. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This is so powerful. I know a person. A person has lots of trauma. Lots of trauma, right? I've talked to this person time and time and time again about how I have healed, because I've grown up with tons of trauma myself. So I've talked to this person about how I've healed through, obviously, a relationship with God, and God leading me to some therapy. God leading me to some counseling. God leading me to some coaching. I had all three of them at one point, and they worked. Here I am today. My life today is testament to the fact that when I opened myself up and didn't count the costs, this is the result. This is the result. Now watch this. Back to the person. Get therapy, get therapy, get therapy. Well, I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have the other. I don't. Every time I talk to this person about getting therapy, so that person can, because the person will call me complaining about life. Mostly all of the conversations that I had with this person was this person was complaining about how life was so messed up for them, right? Get therapy, get therapy. Every last one of the buts was a no. In other words, that's what I'm saying. No, 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 no. Always a but or excuse as to why this person couldn't get therapy. And they know that they needed therapy. Watch this. Excuse me. The person had money to buy weed. The person had money to buy drinks. The person had money to go to the mall. The person had money to go to the club. The person had money to keep their hair done. Because, the person is a well-kept person. But on the inside, garbage. Because they saying no to the wrong thing. When it came to helping this person investing in getting healthy, it was always a no or a but. But when it came to this person doing everything they could to stay unhealthy, it was always a resounding yes. We got to stop saying no to the wrong thing. And then this person, to this very day, unfortunately, life is in a very unhealthy place to this very day. And it hurts to see, watch this, it hurts to see this person make this choice, because, no is a choice. It hurts to see this person continuously make this choice, because one thing that I know about this person, and many of you all out there could attest to this about your own lives. One thing that I know for sure about this person is that they are filled with greatness. They are full of extraordinary potential. 100%. No ifs, ands, and buts, no doubts. The person that I'm talking about is filled with greatness and extraordinary potential, and they keep saying no to that and yes to a mediocre life. Some of y'all out there know what I'm talking about because you practicing that right now. You have extraordinary greatness in you and extraordinary potential, and greatness in you, and you are choosing to say no to that and yes to a mediocre life. In whatever area, whether it's spiritual, mental, emotional, relational, financial, from a community standpoint, from a social standpoint, from a career standpoint, you are choosing to say no to the wrong thing, and your results is a mediocre life. Your results is an unfulfilled life because you're saying no to the wrong thing. And again, how do I know this? I'm gonna start out. You can call me Practiced Paul. Because I practiced it. Practiced Paul. I practiced it many years. Now, I was talking the other day, again, as I was thinking about the content for this particular episode. God was talking to me one day, one of those days, and he said, son, you know what comfort zones are? I said, well, we know the normal things that people say that comfort zones are. They are places of hindrances. They are places where we don't grow. We have many names for them, but he gave me one. He said, comfort zones are nothing. Say that again, God. He said, comfort zones are nothing. That there's nothing in them. You'll get nothing. You'll be nothing. You'll do nothing. You'll accomplish nothing. Your result will be nothing. That's the only thing that's in comfort zones. The problem is that we won't say no to that. The problem is, but we won't say no to the comfort zones. And that, when he said it like that to me, I got a different perspective on comfort zones. So if you want nothing, say yes to a comfort zone. If you want something, you got to stop saying no to the wrong thing. And what that means is get out that comfort zone. Please get out of that comfort zone. I can't say enough how much comfort zone has being in a comfort zone has had me to give away time, give away some of my calling in many situations. It has never done anything for me. Let me say it like that. The comfort zone, I ain't gonna call it mine because it's not mine. I wasn't born with a comfort zone. I created one. Now I'm not in it. But I'm just thinking about how when I look at my life and the times that I intentionally sat in comfort zones, it has never been healthy in no way, shape, form, or fashion. It has never been healthy for me. And it's not healthy for you either. So again, this is about we saying no to the wrong thing, and we got to stop saying no to the wrong thing. Listen, I have practiced in many areas of my life saying no to God, saying no to getting a job, saying no to better health, better relationships. I practiced that in many areas of my life. And the minute that I started practicing saying yes to God, yes to better health, yes to following the vision, the dreams, and the goals, and staying out of the comfort zone, my life has gotten so much better. And I am convinced that yes to the right thing is going to help us get to where we want to go. And me for one, I'm not going to ever practice that anymore. Am I going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But it'll never be a practice again of saying no and sitting in the comfort zone. Let me give y'all an example. Let me give you another example of a person getting out of the comfort zone or saying yes to the right thing. So I follow Wall Street Trapper. Some of you all might know who he is. Others may not. Well, you'll probably get to know him now. He's a wonderful guy that teaches us about being able to invest in the stock market. He teaches us how, certain people want us to believe, that the stock market is only for the wealthy or certain people. And one of his slogans on his apparel says, "Wall Street looks like us now." And so he's helping everybody that will be willing to listen, invest in the stock market and, get other incomes and, come out of financial curses and financial poverty. Anyway, he said he was talking to this one guy, and this guy, he owed a debt, maybe it was a credit card debt or something, and it was a few $1,000s. Obviously it was interest and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so the guy had asked him, he said, I owe this and I have this much. Should I invest some of this in the stock market or just pay what I can pay on this debt? So Wall Street said, okay, if you pay what you got on the debt, you're going to still owe some of it. You're going to still have a balance as well, right? He said, yeah. He said, so why not take a chance and invest, right? First study the companies that you're going to invest in. Do a lot of research and study about the companies you're going to invest in. Make sure that they're companies with good values and morals, right? And then when you get that, go ahead and do some investing, because at the end of the day, if you paid the money that you're going to pay, you still going to owe them. Why don't you invest and make you some money and take some of that money, and just pay them off gradually? Well, the guy took the chance. The guy took the chance, and he made enough money where he was able to pay the entire debt off in one lump sum, plus still had enough money to continue to invest in the stock market. He took a chance. And many of us out there would say, why would I take a chance like that? Well, why would you take a chance not to? Because when we take a chance not to, we live in a mediocrity. That's what that man would have still had that debt, right? He would have still been paying interest, and he wouldn't even had another stream of income coming into his life. So he took a chance and didn't say no to the wrong thing, and look what it was able to do for him. And that's what we have to start learning how to do. We have to learn how to start taking chances. Take a chance. Listen, if it don't kill you, it's gonna make you stronger. We taking watch this. We taking chances at these things that's not adding quality to our lives, that's not adding value to our lives. We taking chances at that. Why don't we take a chance at things that's going to add value and add to the quality of our lives? Why don't we? What you got to lose? Because again, in the comfort zone is nothing. In the comfort zone is absolutely nothing. So I just want us to get to a place where we start learning how to stop saying no to the wrong thing and stop saying yes to the wrong thing. Stop allowing yes to the wrong thing to be a norm for us, and then wondering why our lives are messed up. Wondering why everything is going crazy in our lives. It's because we saying no to the wrong thing and yes to the wrong thing. And we need to switch that thing around so that we can walk in the greatness that's within each and every one of us. So my question to you who are listening to this podcast, who is listening to this podcast or this episode, what's your wrong no? Let's talk about that. What's your wrong no? Are you eating something that you don't supposed to be eating? Are you with somebody that you're not supposed to be with? Are you in some place that you're not supposed to be? Are you listening to some things that you don't supposed to be listening to? Are you supposed to be doing something else and you're not doing it? What's the wrong no that you are practicing? Because like I said, no can be a good thing. just as well as no can be a bad thing. We got to stop making the no the bad thing in our lives. We have to stop making the no the bad thing in our lives. Because, and lastly, I'll say it like this. One of the reasons why I'm intentional about doing what I need to do to move into my greatness, watch this, y'all, is because I know for 100% fact, watch this, 100% fact that God didn't call me out of 30 years of hell for me to be ordinary. He didn't call me out of 30 years minimum of darkness for me to be mediocre. And furthermore, in those 30 years of hell and darkness that I live in, I took many chances. And if it wasn't for his grace and mercy, I wouldn't be sitting here today doing this episode of Move Mondays. If it wasn't for his grace and mercy. So if I took all of those chances for the darkness and the hell, why come I can't take these chances and say yes to the light and the greatness? Come on, y'all. Let's make this thing make some sense. So again, what no's do you need to move? What butts do you need to move and kick out so that you can move into the greatness? What yeses do you need to start saying? And some of the yeses that you need to stop saying yes to, what are they? Let's have some conversations around these things. Let's help one another get over these things, overcome these things, get free from these things. Because again, ultimately, like I said, and I'm going to end this podcast, I can't say this enough. God blew the breath of life into man and he became a living soul. Now, if God has blown his breath into you, you got some greatness in you. You have some extraordinary potential in you. Whoever been lying to you, stop listening to him. Coach Paul is telling you, and for all of you people who know what the scriptures talk about, Coach Paul is telling you what the scripture said. You have some of God in you, so you have greatness in you. You have some of God in you, so you have extraordinary potential in you. Let's do it. Can't say no more. Thank you all so much. I love every last one of y'all. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Be well. Do the next right thing. God bless you all. And if you're looking for a butt, it's going to always be easy to find one. This is Coach Paul. God has qualified me. I'm signing out till next time. Deuces.